Because you guys got another meeting after this, right?
You're in charge. Is this gonna take an hour?
We could make it take an hour if you needed to.
I think be a stretch though, but
Chuck has to talk a lot.
Yeah,
right?
Chuck's gonna, that's up to Chuck how long he takes, I
I'll have to
guess.
talk
'cause,
enough about it.
if you've called it to order, I can move that we approve the consent agenda.
All right, we'll call it to order.
And I can move we approve the consent agenda.
All right, you need a second on that?
I'll second that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Nope.
All right, new business.
the CIP, this is probably the most simple CIP that we will have in the next several years. Chuck, you wanna walk us through it?
Yeah, if you look on the CIP, the big thing is during the federal year 2019, which is currently, we do have a grant agreement in place for the T-hangar, the new T-hangar building. It will be an 8-unit T-hangar, as everybody's aware. So basically what that does is we borrowed several years of entitlements in order to do the T-hangar. So you can see 2020, 2021, and 2022, we're paying back Buffalo, Aiken, and Litchfield. The entitlements that we borrowed in order to be able to do this project. So the next few years are, as Ron mentioned, it's pretty much set in stone where the funds are going. After that, some of the projects that have been identified, and we'll be able to refine these as they get closer, but was an ALP update to deal with the runway length, crosswind runway, and some of that stuff. Moving forward beyond that was looking at a pavement rehab project. At that point, the pavement will be around in that. What year was that paved originally, Ron?
04.
Yeah, so about 20 years, so we'll be due for some pavement rehab out there. That's a project that we'll have to be talking to the FAA and MnDOT about ahead of time, because there are a considerable amount of discretionary federal funds that would be required to do that project. It gets to be, but they usually rank fairly highly. The pavement rehab projects rank fairly highly to get those,
The
Discretionary.
entitlement funding or discretionary funding is at 90,
it's usually the same
same
percentage.
percentage?
Yep.
Okay.
And then the next page of the CIP is some longer term needs. There's the parallel taxiway that's been talked about several times. Some continued pavement maintenance moving into the future for crack repair. And then all the way out to 2030, a master plan and ALP update.
This does need to be submitted to MnDOT Aeronautics and by the end of October, and it is on the council's agenda tonight also for approval there.
Okay.
I move we recommend the council approve the CIP as presented.
I can second that. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Nope. All right. Old business, 2020 fly-in. So I think we got the date set for August 9th of 2020.
Okay.
I don't know, Phil, you have any comments on this year's fly-in?
It was okay, I just, we didn't get very many airplanes there. We had a pretty good turnout, I think, as far as people, and as far as the food sold, I think we did great there, didn't we?
Yeah.
And I think one of the reasons, I think we missed some opportunities to advertise early. I think we have to take care of that next year. And then the weather in the morning kind of
Weather in the morning is
squash on it too. There was pretty heavy fog in the morning, so that. Other than that, I think it was a pretty good success. I think it was a pretty good success.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything negative
No?
about it.
No, I also didn't have a single negative comment about it.
Yeah.
I'm glad we had the old cars there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would have been pretty quiet.
Yeah, no, the mix of stuff was very good. And I think a lot of people appreciated the
Something different.
different things to look at. And
I know the airplane rides were a big hit,
Yeah, yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
because they
went
ran
quite
an
a ways
hour
after.
after
Yeah.
the event was over with, so.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we've talked to them, and they're gonna try to use 2 airplanes next year.
Be really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Super.
So, let's hope for better weather next year.
You bet.
Is there any planning at this point other than setting the date here?
We are working on a couple of things. Right now, we're trying to get the Friends of the Airport listed as a nonprofit organization, so it'll be a little bit easier to reach out for sponsors and stuff. And I know we've been talking about actually bringing back the air show, so.
I have talked to a few people about, look for sponsors too, and I think that's gonna be, I don't think that's gonna be difficult.
Yeah. So I got one person that after the first of the year will be willing to sponsor a whole act, so
Okay, good.
that's
Hmm.
probably that mini jet for 1,500, so it's a start.
I talked to Steve Peterson at the Painesville, what is it, Painesville?
Community Foundation.
Right, right, and he said we should apply there too. We can't apply till spring, so it'd be good for the following year.
Okay.
And we'll work on that.
So, and I know there was some changes with the FAA and all that fun stuff that we're looking into, so. All right. T-Hangar construction update.
Yeah, just a quick update. We actually had the pre-construction meeting last week. They plan to be out there in probably about a week or week and a half to start putting the footings. They want to get the site all graded, get the footings in, get the slab poured. And then the building is scheduled to be here, he thought, in February. So they'll be working on it starting in February. Boss is going to get as much of the site work done as possible this year. Obviously, the final paving and everything will be next spring. So I think the goal was, or the completion date for the hangar is July, I believe it is.
So that'll be just in time for,
Sure.
if we do an event.
Yeah. Should have plenty of room for people to sit and eat.
That's right.
Yep.
So I know we've discussed this before, but we've got, how many people do we have on standby list for the airport for hangars right now? We've got 8, was it?
It's a little bit hard to say. You call some of these people back and they say, well, I got a different hangar now, but give me a call back when,
It's available.
I would say we've got 5 for sure.
Okay, so we got the new hangar half filled in.
It's about half filled, plus if we want to keep one for.
Right, well, I think we
Yes.
should.
And, you know, usually in spring is when pilots generally come in and want to, move or buy new. I just had one leave, but then when I talked to him today, he said, well, I might go buy another plane next spring, so can you kind of keep me on the list? So you got to take those with it. Are they going to come back or are they not?
You
And
bet.
yes, there's a waiting list, but it is a little bit.
Well, to have it half filled is looking pretty good to
Yeah.
begin with, I think.
Yes.
Have we figured out how we're gonna do that rental, daily rental? Like if a pilot comes in at what's that?
Oh, how we're going to.
You know, let's say a pilot comes in at 10 o'clock or has to land because of weather,
Right.
how are they, if they want to rent the hangar, how are they going to get in touch with someone that late at night?
You know,
Put a sign up on the front.
once we have one, I don't know, how often we think that's gonna happen. Obviously, they're gonna have to get a hold of me, and then we'll have to work it out from there, whether, I get his number, and I don't know if we do a credit card, or,
You have a sign made up just right by the front of just saying for contact for daily rental, for
yeah.
night rental, contact.
With a coded lock on there, you can preset that to a certain number. And if they, someone gives whoever a credit card now, authorization for the charge,
Just give them a
provide
call.
them the number code, and they have access, then you just change the number again, or the code.
Sure.
I think that's kind of how they used to do when the community had the tandem bikes.
Oh, yeah.
I think they would give,
They just have a code on
they
there.
would just have a code that you could unlock the bike, and then you lock it back up, they change it, and then, there's no charge then, but that kept the bikes secure.
Right.
That'd be a good idea. That way Ron wouldn't have to run out there
Wouldn't have to run out there.
in the middle of the night
Yeah,
in the storm.
Or if we could figure out how Eden Valley does it on the motel
yeah,
with the credit card, where
Yeah.
they just swipe the credit card.
Yeah.
Because there's internet service out there already, right?
yeah.
Yep.
That might be a little more expensive, kind
Yeah.
of a lock, because you have to tie that into the internet. But if you have just a regular, household type door lock on there.
There's no way to tie it in with the fuel dispenser. I mean,
Well, maybe,
we won't
Yeah.
have to swipe there.
as long as that's there.
We will have to investigate it.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're not the first facility to go through this, so there's gotta be others.
Right.
Do you ever run into it, Phil, that you know, at other airports?
No,
or-
no, I guess I have gotten into places where I had to get plane overnight, but there's always somebody there.
Mhm.
And I think we have the technology, just finding out the
Well,
cost.
Tom, you wanna sit out there and you can,
There you go.
Hey, I'm off work for the next
Yeah.
however long.
You got a comfortable lounge and sit.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, that recliner there is real comfortable.
Yeah,
I'll bring Jerry's bed out there. It's pretty.
yeah, I'm sure he'd love it.
Oh, he loves it out at the airport.
My dog does too. Just loves to run out there.
Hmm?
Yeah. I'd. The one night he took off running along the runway, and that was a fun exercise.
You took out down the runway?
Right alongside of it.
Mhm.
His little snap broke off. His collar.
I'm sure you were in the car though.
Hmm?
I ran back and got my car. So they're gonna start next week with the, or when are they starting?
Possibly, not this week, next.
Next week.
Yep.
It won't slow down our street project, will it?
No.
Any more than it is?
Right.
Hasn't been a very nice fall for construction.
Mhm.
Well, I saw they were putting in a curb on Saturday up there.
Thank goodness they did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because they'll probably start paving that at the end of the week then, huh?
That's the plan.
Mhm.
So, when they build that hangar, what is that farmer's intentions with that field then? Like, is he gonna still farm all the way around that hangar then, or no?
Well, that is all city land.
Oh, okay.
So it's not, we'll probably, if you look at the map, we'll probably just cut it off right here.
Okay.
Good place for a dog park.
Yeah.
Okay, absolutely. You bet.
People have been asking for a dog park.
I talked to Steve Peterson about that too.
Yeah.
And Lou, and they both said that that's excellent use of that.
Yeah.
So,
Fence it in, throw a couple old tires in there and some things for dogs to.
Well, I know we gotta find a place to put 8 4x4 boxes for Jerry.
Sure. I was out in Morris here not too long ago. They just put up a beautiful dog park out there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, I took some pictures of it too.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now, they did a lot of that with donations.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
We'll refer that to our park and tree committee.
Yep.
What's that?
The dog park referred to our park and tree committee.
So do we need to make a motion to have the event go to the city council to approve it?
For the,
Fly-in?
Fly-in?
Flying / air show?
Well, it wouldn't hurt, doesn't have to go on this,
Not this one.
not this one, put it on the next.
Should we do it January then, when we come together in January, have it go there,
Yeah.
kind of like a kickoff then?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, anybody have anything else? Chuck, you have 44 minutes yet.
We could go into details about the hangar, I guess.
We can go out and tour the site.
Yeah.
What color of the floor is gonna be?
Yeah.
We can run to Fleet Supply and get shovels for groundbreaking, hard hats.
Yeah.
Heck, by the time city council starts at 6, we could have
You'd have
some of the site stuff done.
Yeah, groundbreaking.
Groundbreaking, yeah. All right,
All right.
we'll adjourn the meeting then.
All right. Good.